Hey guys, this will be an informal video today, so I hope you enjoy it. I still have some content left over from the last Geezer videos. These are a few things that wouldn't sit nicely together, but I still wanted to include and provide a bit more information about his rig. So this will be a quick video today, and just to go over Geezer's actual rack units, microphones, effects, and bass follow-up. These two pictures were taken early on in the end tour. As you can see, he actually has two racks. The one on the left, which I'll break down in a minute, is his typical Hartke Rack, and the one on the right was later released as his custom Hand of Doom rig by Ashdown. I did ask Ashdown and another dude who was working with Sabbath whether he A/B'd the rigs or switched for certain songs, but it wasn't clear and nobody gave me an answer. From my interpretation, this was the beginning of the tour, so he kept his regular Hartke rig and possibly switched in the Ashdown at certain points until he was comfortable with it, and then eventually stopped using the Hartke altogether. These pictures were from February 2016, and Ashdown made their press release in March of the same year, so it's most likely a trial period. Now this is again my interpretation from what I understand of Geezer's setup, so take it with a grain of salt. For the Hartke rig, he had a Whirlwind rack-mounted multi-switcher. I understand he uses basses in both C and C-sharp tuning, so we'll be able to switch between these lines when needed. Below that is his wireless receivers, and he has two Shure ULX D4Qs, supporting 8 inputs. In this stage picture, we see at least 6 basses with wireless packs. Moving on, there's the Peterson strobe tuner, nothing fancy here, just a nice big tuner to see at a distance. In this picture you can see the tunings listed at either side of the unit, C and C-sharp. And below that is a pedal tray. Following the input chain right to left is a Palmer PDI-03JB processor. It's a fancy DI that's supposed to simulate an amplifier and relieve microphone placement issues. As a DI, it's most likely used to colour the sound going to the front of house or outbound recording. In the middle is what appears to be a Boss line selector. You can see the knob arrangement mirrors the LS2, so this is pretty much a safe bet. It's a compact line selection pedal for connecting and switching between multiple amplifiers and effect devices, so not too dissimilar from the Whirlwind. And lastly on the left, it's a little unclear, and I can only tell this based on the body profile. This pedal looks like an MXR line boost. MXR noise clamp in comparison does look similar. It's black and it has one knob. But the defining factor of this pedal is the font across the bottom. If you look close enough, the pedal name is of a similar size to the line driver. So I'll leave it to you, a line driver or a noise clamp, but my bet is on the line driver. Then lastly, the 4 Hartke kilos, which were mentioned in part 2, and they go on to power 4 4x12s and 4 215s. Moving on to the second rack, and as I said, I'm not sure how it works in conjunction with the Hartke rig, but I do know this Ashdown rig was more about running his cabinets at full range. This rig is a bit lighter. At the top of the rack is a Millennia Media SST1 direct box, which is a hybrid solid-state microphone preamp, or can be used as a vacuum tube preamp with solid-state gain amplifiers. Now, that's a lot of amplification, and for what I can tell, this unit is critically acclaimed in studios to warm up a signal and shape it before hitting the amplifiers. That brings us to the second set of preamplifiers. The custom-made Geezer preamp made by Ashdown, not to be confused with their new Head of Doom. He has 2 of these in his rack here, one driving the 12-inch speakers and the second for the 15s. Which we've covered in part 2, so just a quick recap. The output goes into an Ashdown RPM, which is a stereo amplifier and powers the speakers at full range. Now, electronics isn't my strong suit, so the question I put to Ashdown was kindly humoured to say the least. I asked Ashdown why you couldn't daisy chain these amplifiers together. Why would you need a whole new unit? They said that problems emerge when you drive 4 stereo amplifiers together at the same time to power 16 cabinets. So the Geezer preamp has what they describe as an extra boosted balanced output, and was provided to be able to couple the amplifiers together without earth loops. As for microphones, in this picture, still from February 2016, he was using an Audio-Technica 3035 on the 12-inch cabs. Then again, strangely, 1 month later, in an article from Front of House Online, their engineer Greg Price stated he was now using an Electro Voice ND38. For the 15-inch cabs, he seems to have used an SE Electronic Voodoo consistently from the 13 tour right up to the end. And then this strange contraption just behind the Voodoo mic is an SE reflection filter. The reflection filter is a compact and portable acoustic absorber designed primarily to reduce the amount of room ambience picked up by the microphone. It may also assist a little bit in isolating the mic from other sound on stage. So there you go, that's Geezer's racks, and hopefully answers your questions in terms of backline. The only other things I wanted to address was a disappointment in some basses being left out of part 1. So I'm going to mention them now and I'll do you a solid. During the recording of Heaven and Hell, Geezer stated he wasn't happy with his bass tone. And at a recommendation, he met with BC Rich owner Bernie Rico. He then used a BC Rich Eagle during the 80s, and following this there was a second BC Rich, notably seen at Live Aid in 1985, which was named the Iron Bird. During the Last Supper DVD, which was shot during 1999's reunion tours, Geezer played Viger basses, the Ypres, the Excess, and a Passion 5-string with Heaven and Hell. There was also some gigs where he used a White Spectre NS2, but not too many before switching to Lakeland in the 2000s. Then finally, I saw this comment recently and it's been bugging me. What about the phaser Geezer used? Geezer isn't known for regular use of effects, so I wanted to be sure and find out for myself. I found 2 articles, both buried deep in a web archive, which mentioned Geezer using a custom Yamaha effects board and a second Tycho Brahe pedal, which was their flanger model. So there you go, John Wright. Props to you, sir. I hope that answers your question. Alright, there you go. That's everything I know about Geezer Butler. I hope you enjoyed this series, and no doubt I'm sure there are a few things I've missed out, but I'm moving on with my life, and you should too. I still owe you guys an update video, which is coming, so don't you worry, and with that, I'll see you next time.